everybody, it's Erin or Gimme Yarn 418, and I am here with a very disorganized, thank God it's finished. I have a huge blemish on my face, but not much I can do about that. Today is Sunday, May 3rd. It's been a while. That was my last video. April 15th. It's been a rough couple of weeks, not in terms of like anything in particular. I've just been really down. So I'm hoping that that is going to pass quickly, but I do have a lot of things to show you. My birthday was fairly nice. Went to the yarn store and sat and knit for a little while, and that was nice. And other than that, I don't know what else has been going on. Not too much. So let's just jump right into it. I have stuff all around me, and we're gonna start with the finished objects. The first thing that I have to show you are two bags that I made for myself. I'm just experimenting with the size of bags that I want to make. So I made a couple zipper bags. This fabric reminded me of everything that I do on YouTube. It has all sorts of crafting, and so I made a smaller bag, and let me just fluff it up. I also made a larger bag. There's fiber on the bottom there. So it has everything. It has sewing. I thought it had knitting on it. Yep, there's yarn right there. And glue. You know, anything crafty. Fabric, pin cushions, the camera. No lipstick on my channel. The only makeup on my channel is the blush I use when I make amigurumis. So I finished those. I'm trying to just get a size I like, which I haven't gotten. Oh, I forgot to bring out another thing I made. Kristen took an art class a couple weeks ago, and she needed a new apron, so I had some canvas upstairs, and I just made her a half apron. I don't have a picture of that, unfortunately. The next finished object, which, unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you've heard of this. It's the Handbrake Cowl by Kay and Dan Jones of the Bakery Bear podcast, and the pattern was gifted to me by Sarah Hepworth. Thank you, Sarah. And I went ahead and I think I gifted it to about 10 people also, just paying it forward, and it's a great, I mean, the money's going to a great cause, but all proceeds are going to cancer research, so that's great. And Sarah gifted me that, and then I knit it out of this yarn, Bernat Alpaca, which was given to me by Lorna. Thank you, Lorna. And I made, I made it, I guess. Here it is. I like how it came out. I'm not a big cowl person for myself, but I think it looks great, and I do plan to make another one. I don't know. Cowls just aren't me. I haven't washed or blocked this yet, but I do like the size of this one, and Kristen actually liked it, so I don't know if you can actually even see it. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to wear them or anything, so it's probably going to go in the gift bin just because there's alpaca. I don't want to donate it. So there's that, and that was a lot of fun. Quick knit. I think I actually knit that on my birthday. The next thing is I've been working on my bigger whips, as you know. This is finished. Ends are woven in, and it's blocked. The only thing that's missing is the buttons, and it is my shepherdess sweater, and I love it. It is a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I named mine Ba Ram You, and if you know what that's from, leave it in the comments down below. So, and there's one lonely black sheep, and my color work evened out really nicely, and it fits really well. Pay for a pattern on Ravelry. The green is Cascade 220. The off-white, my leg is cramping. The off-white is Peyton's Classic Wool, and the black is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. All stash yarn, so love it. That is going to be my, oh, jeez, my Rhinebeck sweater. My legs are cramping wicked. The next thing I knit was from the kit that I got at the Green Mountain Fiber Festival. It's called Eleni's Dress, ELENI''S. You can purchase the pattern directly on Ravelry if you wanted to make it, but I got it in a kit. And here it is. How adorable is it? It's stinking adorable. So, this will be going in the mail this week to my niece. I made the 2T size. I used about 2.5 balls of the yarn, which I don't have out here with me, I'm sorry. But it's great. It's totally seamless. And I joined all my yarns together using the magic knot. I do have to block the bottom a little bit because it's not sitting completely correctly. So, I think it's really cute and I can't wait to see her in it. Next is socks for Kristen out of the yarn that I got a couple weeks ago when we went on our mini adventure. It's out of Cascade Heritage Prints, and the color is 1 or Hawks. And here they are. I love this yarn. It's really, really soft. And I love the colors, and as you know, in my when I showed the yarn I purchased at the other LYS that's a little bit further away, which unfortunately is closing, I got a couple more skeins of it, so I'll be casting on some of those in the future. Next, I have a lot of finishes, so I'm trying to do it in order. I also finished applying a skein of yarn. This has taken me a year to do with all my wheel drama. And this is by Spun Right Round, and the color is Rewind. And this is how much I got. 170 yards Navajo Plaid. And here it is. It's my most consistent yarn to date, and I think it looks really nice, and I am looking forward to knitting with this. I think I'm going to knit a hat, but I'm not completely sure yet. I have to find the right pattern for it, so there's that. And I have something else on my wheel. I didn't bring it out, but I have some blue fiber on my wheel now. Next is out of this yarn that I also got at the Green Mountain Fiber Festival. It's Butterfly Nebula by Pine Star Studios, which is 70-20-10 alpaca silk cashmere. This is how much yarn I had left. And this is Come What May by Susan B. Anderson. It's another pay for a pattern on Ravelry, and I think it came out stunning. I love it. The only thing I changed was down here in the bottom eyelet section. What is it called? Do they call it the eyelet section? No. I did an extra lace repeat in the bottom because she gave her weights and I had way more yarn than she did. So, yeah. Again, not sure how to... Oh, that doesn't look too bad. I really like this, and I will be keeping this one for sure. Some of the other ones I've knit, I'm still not sure if I'm going to keep, gift, or whatnot. So, I love it. Great pattern. I highly recommend it. Simple to follow as long as you just, you know, as with anything, knit it one stitch at a time. Okay. And last but not least, I knit with some of my handspun. This is one of the first handspuns I ever did. It was Friends in Fiber in the Bollywood color. I can't remember what the breakdown of the fiber was, though. I want to say I can't remember. So anyway, this is Bok Bok I'm a Chicken. Free pattern on Ravelry. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't add his little feathers at the top. I think he's cute. The yellow is Peyton's Classic Wool, and I think he came out adorable. And it makes me think, bark, 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 bark. That's for Dawn. So, those are my finishes. not too shabby. Just pulling out the whip so I can put the finishes back in the basket so they don't get dirty. Sorry, you probably guys don't want to see this part, but that's okay. The dogs are all inside. It's a really nice day out. It's a little bit no, it's not overcast. It's really blue sky. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's pretty nice out. It's nice to be able to be outside. Okay, what am I working on? Not many things. I had mentioned a few weeks ago that I was going to resurrect the Owl-in-One. I haven't done that. I'm still not sure if I'm going to. I really need to make up my mind on that. So that I am not considering a whip. The other whip I haven't worked on is the, what's it called? Sparkly Blanket of Awesomeness. That's fine. First whip. I don't know if there's any progress on this since the last time I showed you. I don't think so, but I'm going to show you just in case. I have added in my third color, and if I did show you this, I'm sorry to repeat, but I haven't done much of this because I've worked on finishing the Shepherdess, and then I'm allowing myself a few small projects just to break them up, and I'm not going to be casting on a million huge projects again. Famous last words, I'm sure. And I'm knitting mine out of, what is this called? Wool-like from Michaels, which is so soft. It's really hard to believe that this is acrylic because it's so soft and it drapes so nicely. And I have a drop stitch. No. I have what appears to be a drop stitch because I did drop a stitch, but that will block out when I, because I picked the stitch back up, so that will block out. That will block out. Anyway, so color affection. The next thing I have, oh, I didn't show you one of my finished objects, but I'll show you that after. The next thing I've been working on is Umaro, and I finished another repeat. I have 3 repeats to go. A repeat takes me 2 days, so, oh, I don't know if you can see, but the blue, I don't know what you can see. The blue stitch marker down there is where I was. This stitch marker marks the start of a new repeat, so I'm into another repeat. But that's how far I've gotten. And I love this blanket, and I love working on it, but I just need to be able to give it my full attention because every row is different. But the pattern is very clear as to what to do, which is really, really nice. And the last thing I am working on, only 4 whips, 3 active, 4 total, is the apple pie hat, which was gifted to me by Sarah Hepworth for my birthday. I'm going to pull up the picture so you can see what it'll look like. It'll just take me just a second, please. If I can find it. I should have just gone into my projects. I should have done this ahead of time, but apparently I wasn't thinking. Projects. Sorry. Please stand by. Alright, so this is the hat. Woo! It's really pretty. And I'm knitting it out of Malabrigo. Mechas, I think. I can't remember. Oh, I could look. I have my project page right here. Knitting it out of Malabrigo Mecha in the Tabacos colorway. And this is a bulky yarn. There's only 120 yards in the skein. Oh, cramps. Like cramps. So the pattern calls for a folded brim. I didn't do a folded brim. I just did a traditional ribbing. It looks like it might rain. But my yarn is almost the exact same color as in the picture, and it reminds me so much of apple pie. Doesn't it look like the inside of apple pie? Oh, I don't like apple pie, but I love the smell of it. So this is what I've been working on. And this hat reminds me of Terry Tinsel, because Terry always knits these beautifully intricate cabled hats, and I feel quite accomplished actually for knitting this. So, and I'm loving it. And this hat is going to be for me. The yarn actually was a birthday gift from Lorna. She actually had a gift card waiting for me at the yarn shop, which was really nice, and this is what I bought myself with it. I also bought myself a new sock ruler, which I'm going to do a review on, because I had another sock ruler. Oh my god. Now I'm not just cramping, my foot's asleep. Hold on. I'm old, guys. I'm old. I just had a birthday, and I feel like I'm 20 years older than I was last year. Anyway, so coming up will be a review of the sock rulers. I just need to use the new one first. And that's all my whips. So what is coming up next? First things first, I don't need to, knit a sweater for Kristen. It's, let's see. KB? No, not K on KB. Search. I'm knitting it out of Woolies from Lion Brand. I don't, maybe this wasn't a good day to record a video, because I apparently am slightly brain dead. So after much going back and forth, I was originally going to knit her the hero. She tried mine on. She didn't really like the fit of it. And then I said, we should go with the sheep theme. My foot is totally asleep. For Rhinebeck. And I had this pattern, and I have all the right colors. So I said, what about this one? And she was like, I love it. Sold. So I'm going to be knitting Kristen this. And this will be starting very soon, because then I can work on it a little bit at a time. It is seamless, and it's bottom up. So there'll be a lot of gray knitting in the round, but that's okay. That's one thing. Another thing I will be knitting it's called the Ruffled Sundress. It's a pay-for pattern on Ravelry, and I will be knitting two of them, one for my niece and one for her BFF. And I got some Karen Simply Soft to knit that, which I think will be fine, because they grow out of things so quickly. I really think it's going to rain. The other thing that I will be knitting is two more things. The dress I just showed you, I want to make another one out of this yarn that Bob Wilson 123 sent me. I think this will be really neat. It's got black, gray, and pink in it. And it's a little bit thicker than the yarn I use, so I'm thinking it might be a little larger, so I can make it a little bit larger of a size for Sadie. And if not for Sadie, it can just stay on my mannequin, because I like knitting little things. I love knitting little things. And I made a list of all the things I want to make like right away. And there's like a million of them. We have a lot of babies. Not a lot. We have one. Two. We have like two babies coming into our life, and to me that makes me want to knit all the baby things, because I love knitting itty bitty tiny things. So there's some baby things on here. There's some toys. There's my sweater. So these are all the things I want to knit. Not that you could read that, but I'm having a really bad case of cast on all the things-itis. Oh, my next pair of socks is going to be a pair of No Purl Monkey socks, and I'm going to knit it out of this Barocco socks. I think this will stripe, and I've seen some monkey socks in striping yarn, and I thought they looked really cool, so I'm going to knit these. I'm not sure if they're going to be for myself or for Kristen. Once I start, we can decide who wants them. I just like knitting socks. And my other FO that I didn't show you was, I showed you a few weeks ago, about a month ago that I picked up some beads when I went to Hobby Lobby, and I was going to try my hand at some stitch markers, and I did, with some charms, and I went a little crazy the other night and made a whole bunch. And yesterday I actually took a trip to Michael's to get a special tool because the tools I had were kind of not the best. So I'm enjoying them. Not sure what I'm going to do with them all. I'm not sure if I'm going to make up some sets and put them in the Etsy shop, if I'm going to just give them away to people, what I'm going to do. I did make some for a friend of ours, who, my tap teacher, who has been working with Kristen a little bit about that. Not about that. She's been working with Kristen. Kristen's MS has been pretty good the last couple months, but she maxed out on her PT visits for the year, and it's just not financially feasible to continue with PT. We did save. I shouldn't say she maxed out. We saved 5 or 6 visits in case she has a really bad flare-up, so she can go and get some zero gravity work done. So Kristen has been back at TAP, and she's loving it, and my friend won't let us pay for the TAP class, so I'm always trying to do little things to say thank you. So I did make a set for her with this. I let Kristen pick out the charms with the yarn and knitting needles, and with the Singer sewing machine. So yeah, I have been toying a little bit with the idea of designing some patterns, but I'm not sure. I was thinking of, taking a page from Kay and Dan Jones, excuse me, and designing a pattern that all the proceeds would go to the MS Society to help with research and development in treatment of the disease. It really, I haven't talked about it much on here, but it really is it's a terrible, terrible condition, disease, I mean, that Kristen will have to deal with for the remainder of her life. And it's a real struggle for her to maintain independence, and the way that she's combating it right now is through medication and trying to stay active and physical as much as she can within the confines of there are limitations. So I had no intention of talking about this right now, but I don't know that I could be as strong as her if it was happening to me. It's hard to see someone you love have to struggle, which I'm sure everybody knows, and it's a really helpless feeling to watch somebody struggle and not be able to do anything. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really anticipate talking about this. Sorry for all the jingling. Nervous energy. So I am toying around with the idea of I have some designs in my head for some simple things, and toying around with the idea of that, because as with any ailment, it's starting to rain, any disease, you gotta hope that you have to stay hopeful. I'm gonna stop babbling. Sorry it's been so long since my last video. I do have 2 more videos planned. One is the sock ruler review that I was talking about, And the other is I owe you all a giveaway drawing for 2 project bags. So I'm going to try and do that this week. Well, the giveaway video, I've just started getting all the entries together. I really need to go in because it's starting to rain and I'm on my computer. So look for that. I'll say by next Sunday it'll be up. So I hope you're all doing well. It's getting really loud. And until next time, I will... They opened their pool. My neighbors opened their pool. And they're in bathing suits. Okay, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.